gather new insights. And besides that, I believe that most of you are in this stage of life where we are trying to figure out our maybe our lifetime partner or maybe our soulmate or something like that. So I'd like to bring that kind of topic here and let's discuss together. So I hope tonight we can get new insights from many perspectives of yours. So wait, let me share screen first. Can you please allow me to share screen, Mr. Sunshine?
What about now?
All right, cool. I'm sorry, this is kind of cute. I think the presentation, I hope you don't mind it. Okay, this is our topic for tonight. It is certainly Mr. First of all, I will check the participant first. We have Mr. Alexander and then Mr. Fakih Jauhari, and we have Mr. Hafiz. Is it a Mr. or Miss Hafiz Chan?
Mr.
Mr. Okay, thank you. And next we have Mr. Indre, Mr. Cyphula, and we have Mr. Samudra and Mr. Shahihuzi. Wait, are all of them boys? Okay, I think it's all right, right? Okay, most of boys. At first, I hope there are some girls, but I think it's okay. So we can discuss together and maybe I can ask your opinion about girls' point of view or something like that. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. So tonight we will discuss until 9:45, right? Or 10 p.m., Mr. Sunshine?
Yes, right.
Okay. So I hope you guys can just speak up and don't be shy because I won't bite and I won't judge your opinion, of course. Okay, let's continue. Okay. So this is the first question that I'd like to ask to all of you. Oh wait, let me read Mr. Andre chat first. Many girls is still in campaign for gender equality. That's why we forgot to join today. Okay, that's nothing. And it's so scary to imagine you, right? Okay. So this is the first question that I want to ask to all of you boys. Have you ever met your soulmate? And what is soulmate in romantic way for you? Does anyone want to give opinion? Please raise your hand so I can choose each of you. Just say random things that pops up in your mind about soulmate. Should we ask the host opinion first? No. You will go last. Okay. We'll ask the others first. Please tell us, everyone, what do you think about soulmate? And what is soulmate in romantic way for you? Come on, don't be shy. Maybe Mr. Alexander, do you want to speak up about the definition of soulmate? Why is everyone so shy? I don't know why. Okay, let's go with Mr. Sunshine. What do you think about soulmate in your dictionary?
Okay, in the dictionary of my life, I can say that, okay, the first question is not about soulmate, but about meeting my soulmate. Yeah, but it's also important to figure out the true meaning of soulmate, right? So that we can precisely recognize that, oh yeah, this is my soulmate. Okay, I don't know if I can define soulmate in romantic way because that is the question. Okay, but soulmate is like someone that you feel click whenever you have a talk, and someone that can respond to you even though not every time I mean, like someone that can know and accept you for your past and your present, for who you are, and someone that is rather than judging and claiming to become somebody that protective for you, instead they would definitely embrace you sympathetically. I mean, like they know you by just looking at your eyes. Okay, they know you by some little gesture from your body language. They know exactly what you want to be healed. Okay, they know how to carry you a lot. Okay, even though it means that soulmate is like taking quite a period of time, because only after spending some time with somebody we can identify, like we can assess, yeah, particular movements of their body, their traits, their habits, right? And that's why I suppose that soulmate can be commonly found from friends. Okay, and a little bit hard to find soulmate coming from strangers. Okay, so it's very rare to find someone that can easily and faster recognizing your traits, your habits in just like a few seconds or like 3 days. But I guess 3 days is a little bit enough time for us to understand someone, right? Even though it is not like whole pages of our book. Okay, so yeah, that's my definitions of soulmate. So in short, soulmate is like somebody that can mirror you the best. Okay, and the questions about ever made? Not yet. I suppose not yet. That's for me. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sunshine. So I got some points from the opinion of Mr. Sunshine. The first, he said that soulmate is someone who can click with him, and it requires quite a period of time, because he said that he cannot be soulmate with someone that he just met, right? That can respond to him anytime, and someone that can accept his past, and someone that can embrace whatever he has. Yeah, that is from Mr. Sunshine. Thank you for your opinion. Let's hear from Mr. Shahi Huzi. Please state your
Thank
opinion
you.
on soulmate.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. To be honest, I never met my soulmate before, but I have met many people. But I never define them as my soulmate or as my friends, but generally they are people who can understand me in every way. And for me, the definition of soulmate is very various, but I will give you some kind of parameters to figure out about soulmate from me. First of all, I'm going to say that soulmate is a people who have a same vision, same mission, and also can encourage us in every single ways. We have some purpose, they support us. We have some problems, they help us. And also the second one, maybe a person or a people who always are people who have different mind, different idea, different purpose, different mission with us, but we try to complete each other. Okay, we are different. We are different in mission, different in vision, different personality, but we try to complete each other. Okay, but in my opinion, soulmate cannot be really soulmate if there is no engaged. So there must be engagement to define a real soulmate for our life. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zini. Zini, right? His name. Thank you, Mr. Sunshine, for the correction. And according to Mr. Zini, he said that he actually never met his soulmate in romantic way, but he met some soulmates, such as his friends and his buddies. And but in romantic way, he defines a soulmate as someone may have same vision, either same vision or different vision, right? And but he also states that that person has to be engaged with him so he can know her better, so he can know what is her purpose. Is it different? Is it the same? If it's the same, then it's good, it's cool. But if it's different, he thinks that they may complete each other or something like that. Thank you, Mr. Zini, for your opinion. Now let's move on to Mr. Saifullah Putra. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Wahda. Actually, I haven't met with my soulmate because it takes a long time to meet with her, because I think I to describe what is a soulmate for me. I thought soulmate is if we are talking about soulmate, it's about support in our life. So definitely, because I'm male, so my soulmate is a woman. So the soulmate or the soulmate is she want to accept us, whatever the condition, whatever circumstances where we are, or where our condition it is at that time. So she wants to accept me, and as Mr. Who I forget me, Mr. Zini say, she she can complete our life. So if we sometimes if we lost her, maybe in the future, it's I think it's a really cherish no no I think sadful, sorrowful for us to to lose her because maybe she passed away, or maybe she got um you know disaster or something else like that. And then yeah, I think that's my description about a soulmate.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Saifullah. I'm kind of sad hearing his opinion because he's such a futuristic person, right? His opinion was kind of related with Mrs. Sunshine, but also with Mr. Zinli, because Mr. Saifullah said that soulmate is someone who can accept him in any circumstances, but also someone that may be completing his life completely. So when one day she maybe pass away or she goes, uh, he will feel that kind of sad feeling, and maybe yeah, he will feel sad and he will lose his health. He said that. But same with other boys, I think Mr. Saifullah also has never met his soulmates. Okay, it's okay. And maybe the last opinion for this question, let's hear from Mr. Andres.
Check. Hello, could you hear me? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Oh yes, thank you. Well, I just want to make it simple since I'm not a master in this kind of topic. Um, it is soulmate is something like the friend of our soul. So we cannot meet them matter. So we cannot meet them now, because we can meet them when we are dead. When we dead, we can see who is our friend, at the time. So that's in my opinion about it. But when we see about the other paradigm in our cultural, or maybe in the religion, not science, yeah, in the religion perspective, we see that the friend of our soul mostly are, because they are the friend that will work together until the heaven, or maybe until the hell, seems like that. So soulmate, what could be refers as the person that will be your bride in the wedding, such as that. So in the romantic way, since I cannot understand the romance words quite easily, since love is the complicated thing. Um, how to define soulmate in the romantic way? I suppose that it is not about the egoistic from a person, but it's about the communal between one person to his soulmate, particularly. So the affinity between both of them, or maybe of that community. I mean, if a husband has a few of wives, so he will face soulmates, so many mates at that what. So the affinity, or maybe the feeling between each of them are connected, and they know each other even they do not speak anymore, so they do not need any signs. Just see, oh, because he is look like that, so I can guess what is he or she feels at a recent time. So that is that is the definition of the soulmate in my opinion at this time. And thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Andres. I think your opinion is one of a kind because uh, you have such a unique definition of soulmate. And also, I'd like to ask maybe to Mr. Andre, are you in that team where you will find soulmate who has the same vision with you or different vision with you? Because some boys talk about that earlier.
It's about the vision and mission in our life, and I suppose that it's gonna be related with what the vision from the religion based that we believe in each of us. So as long as we have the same vision in terms of the religion based, I suppose that because when one person or maybe a community of soulmates a community of soulmates, maybe a household, do not have the same vision and mission, so what is the reason, the base reason why they are make a community of a household? That is the basic ideas why those kind of opinion is pops up. So that is my commentary about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Andres. I'm really satisfied with the answer because he said that his vision of marriage, I think marriage is defined by his religion, and it's good point of view. Thank you for everyone's opinion. So let's now get to know what is soulmate in Oxford Dictionary. Okay, so the fact soulmate is a person ideally suited to another as a close friend or romantic partner. This is from Oxford Dictionary, and we can highlight this part where it is ideally suited to another. I'd like to ask again, it is since it's mentioned in the definition that is someone ideally suited. So does anyone think that we have to set some criteria before we choose our partner? And if yes, please tell me the reason. And if no, please tell me the reason as well. Does anyone want to give any opinion? I think Mr. Zinli. Sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
Me, right?
Yes.
Okay, based on the definition on the dictionary, I'm a bit unaccepted to definition because based on layangan putus movie. Okay, there are two actors. Yeah, there is a case, right? That when Kinan and also Aris hated each other. I think when people get married, they already know that they realize that they have the same criteria. But after several times, they want no. Okay, after several times they through their life, okay, life changes because it depends. Maybe it's conditional, right? So through this life, there will be a lot of things that can challenge our household in the future. So in the beginning of marriage, maybe they have the same mission. They will see the future as bright as what they plan, right? But in reality, sometimes in the middle of their life, there will be something happen and unconsciously. So it will be very difficult to say that soulmate must be the same criteria with us in whole our life. No, maybe in the beginning, yeah, but we don't know in the future what will happen. That is based on my analysis. Thank you.
You are very welcome, Mr. Zinli. So I think Mr. Zinli is such a fan of Indonesian drama, aren't you?
Depend. Depend on the
Depends.
drama.
All right, thank you for your opinion. So based on Mr. Zinli's opinion, he stated that we may have some criteria at first, but as time goes by, things may change. So that criteria won't define that our relationship will last long. Is it true, Mr. Zinli?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Miss.
Okay, thank you for your opinion. Let's hear from another participant. Can we hear from Mr. Tommy Wisudawan? Good evening, Mr. Tommy.
Why me? I think Mr. Sunset and Mr. Andres first, bro.
No, I think I want to choose you first.
Okay, you are a leader. Okay. In my opinion, I never put some criteria before I choose a friend or before I looking for some girl a long time ago. Yeah, I never put some criteria. I just let it flow. Yeah, but I have plan. Yeah, I have planned to ensure what she feels about me. So then I can understand. I can realize what she looks like, what she opinion about something. In my perspective, it's more important. But I have not tell to her before I make maybe some just a little drama to her to keep understanding about her. Then after that I ensure what her opinion about some critical perspective, or some critical topic, or about the principal idea, something like that. So I never put some criteria to understand another people, to start to knowing each other, because I believe if I put some criteria to understand people, that seems like I make what we call in locking. Yeah, we lock our opinion to understand each other. We lock our mindset to make a connection with them or with her. So in my mind, I never put the space. Yeah, and then and in the future, if she will be our suited partner in my life, I believe and I realize that I won't she will not 100% match in my criteria. If I found that I must improve ourselves, then yeah, I ask her to improve herself, to improve each other. So I believe if we are synchron to improve ourselves with her or with my soulmate, yeah, I think you can make your life more colorful. It's Wahda, thank you.
Your sister Tommy said that he's that type of person that will everything that will let everything flow, just flow. So at first he will deep analyze his soon to be wife, and if that person doesn't match with his criteria, he will try to ask her to improve and tell her what is bad and what has to be changed maybe. But I like to ask Mr. Tommy, how long will you wait for her to change if she doesn't really match with your criteria?
This is the tricky question, yeah. Depend on what the purpose uh, chase her, yeah. If I chase her to be my girlfriend or to be my wife, so I put just 3 months. If you ask about the time, I I tell to you I put it just 3 months because in my opinion, in my mind, a boy or man, they have privilege to choose. Yeah, they have privilege to choose which one the girl who will be approached first, then the second one, and then the third one. So don't make the boundary for yourself to yeah make your to have a long time to decide this is the is he is she the best partner for my life, or is he is the best partner for become my wife. Don't take too long. So if not uh, she is not respond what you give to her, yeah, I think you close it with her, then move to another one. So that's my opinion, Miss Martha.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tommy, for your opinion. So Mr. Tommy said that 3 months is enough to give a change for the girl to improve and change, right? So if that girl doesn't really improve and doesn't give any good for you in the future, he will just move on to another one that may be better for him. Thank you for your opinion, Mr. Tommy. Since every girl is coming to the discussion tonight, I will try to ask Miss Sophie. Do you want to give your opinion for this question, maybe? Are you here, Miss Sophie? No. No. Okay. Maybe we can move on to another girl, Miss Livia. Are you here? Okay. Since no girl is going to give the opinion, I think we will keep moving forward to the boys. Okay, let me check the chat first. Mr. Andres, that's not a good idea, I think. Okay, let's hear from Mr. Sunshine first. Do you want to give your opinion, or do you want to give it to another participant first?
No. I've been waiting like ages.
Okay. Sure. Please go.
Okay. Yeah. So I like to give some response toward the statement or opinions of Mr. Tommy. Principally, I agreed at the very beginning. He told like putting or setting several criteria might lock your perspective of how to give limitless understanding towards someone. Okay, but after having more explanation, it seems like the later explanations coming from him goes against his previous explanation. At the end of the day, he told us that, okay, I'm sorry, I criticize you. Okay. At the end, he said that he's going to limit the period of understanding. Okay, he only give like 3 months for her to change herself. Okay, changing someone's personality is not easy. And it is not the true meaning of understanding others, right? So this is the point, okay? Okay, if you totally want to understand someone, you do not give a damn about how long will it be, okay? Because as what has been said before, looking for the best does not mean the perfect one. And I agree with what has been said by him before, because Zini, yeah, the very first speaker say on the contrary. I mean, like he said to us that it's necessary for us to set some criteria for long-lasting relationship, right? Okay, but Mr. Tommy disagree with that. Okay, saying that it would lock your range of understanding toward others, and it won't be good. Okay, so so basically, from my personal perspective, I would say that criteria might be necessary because it is the parameter of how we can know someone ideal for us, can suit with at the best. I mean, like there must be similarity or like similar patterns of communication or attitude or preferences, maybe. Okay, that will unite us. I mean, like we've been created and born with such a significantly different backgrounds of education, economic, social, religions. But what makes unite us? We need to have a vision, and that vision or any other characteristic or traits would be something that unite us in the end. Okay, so regardless of the differences that might sparks any clash between us later on, this reason, it's like the song of Adele. Why don't you remember the reason you loved me before? Okay, so this is the very reason that unite us, that makes me love you and love me back. Okay, so yeah, I think that's the crucial thing. Criterias might necessary, but it is not the ultimate fundamental thing. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sunshine, for your great opinion, because he said that vision. He's talking about vision again, same with the first speaker, Mr. Zinli. He said that vision is something that will unite us until the end. So please remember what makes you love your beloved one and what makes the spark start from the first. Yeah, that is from him. Mr. Tommy said that don't put too much criteria. Okay, thank you for everyone's opinion. I think this is the last for this question. Please, Mr. Andres.
Yes, thank you for this time. Could you hear me? Uh, well, I said
Yes.
before that soulmate is the soul, and soul only pops up when we talk about a religion, because soul is the discussion of the religion itself. It's about the heaven and hell. So the friends of our soul is a soulmate. However, when we talk about a partner, it's not only about a love, it's about a job, or how to I mean the friend that will accompany us until we grab the goal of life. It seems like that. So how if Chuckhead and Betty in the picture are met, and they have a conversation. Seems like Chuckhead see about Betty. Wow, she is so beautiful, but she is so many talk active, and he said, I mean he feel not what appropriate about it. And Betty, on the other hand, see the Jughead is ugly, but he is so calm and can hear anything that she said, and he makes her what how to say nyaman. Yeah, seems like that. So because of this concern, maybe they want to make a connection based on something, or maybe many kinds of the reasons why they are feel so comfortable. So why they make a partnership in the wedding? I mean, it could be happen because they feel comfortable. And what is the criteria to feel comfortable is so subjective. In Japanese, we have a what not a terminology, seems like a philosophy of bibit bobot bebet, yeah. So we have many kinds of criteria that seeing about a partner in the wedding to make a household. Seems like seeing about the behavior of our bride, and then sees about the family of her or him, and sees about the assets, or maybe seems like an economical perspective of our bride, uh, which makes us what feel comfortable, because we need to know that when we want to make a household, we are considering about the risk and the opportunity in it. Seems like we make an investment. When we do an investment, there are a lot of risks and there are a lot of opportunity in it too. But what makes us want to invest on it, that is something that we need to more consider, and those are the criteria why we want to make the partnership could be happen. So do they need some criteria? I should say yes when we want to talk about the partnership, but when we want to talk about the soulmate, we do not need the soulmate could be existed after we have a partner, because when we do a partnership, well, not about a household relationship or love relationship with everyone relationship. When we do a partnership, the feeling will be pops up, whatever it takes. The feeling about the seems like affection, about the what the feeling of the connectivity between one person to the others will be appears by itself. So that is my ideas. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for Mr. Andres for your opinion. So, same with Mr. Zinli and Mrs. Sunshine. Surely, Mr. Andres agreed that we still need to set some criteria for a lifetime partnership, right? But when we talk about soulmate, we don't really have to set some criteria. And talking about the criteria as well, Mr. Andres has stated that there are several things that need to be considered, such as maybe the job, maybe the habits, or maybe some race, and yeah, something like that. And let's move on to the next slide first, I think, because we still have some questions. And the next slide will kind of relate to what Mr. Andre has said, that there may be some considerations that we will have when we decide to set the criterias, and one of them is uh, age. Okay, so for some people, I think age can be such a crucial thing that need to be considered, but also there are some people that think that age is really just number. So does anyone want to give any opinion? Maybe I will try to separate who will agree and who will disagree that age has become the crucial thing that needs to be considered. Who will agree or who will disagree? Maybe from anyone who hasn't spoken yet, from Mr. Livia or Mr. Januar maybe? Okay, age is considered for Mr. Andre. Does anyone want to give any opinion first? Who wants to go with yes and who wants to go with no? Okay, Mr. Who? Mr. or Mrs. Miss Who? Wait, is it Miss or Mr.? I think I hear a voice name, a voice.
Yeah, I mean,
Miss. Ah, okay, please go, Mr. Who. Do you want to give your opinion?
Yeah, thanks for the chance given, Miss Pacha. Yeah, let's say that we this question age. We talk about age. It's crucial, I think, when we are as villagers, because many people will give several questions when we have been 25 years old. Why don't you? Why are you married, and so on. Moreover, if aunt, eight or Victor or in the big events such as that's not the good question. It depends on the place. Eight is only the number, but when we try to decide about partnership and so on, because it's not only prepare about the physical but also the mental. And also we do not have many criteria. Sometimes some criteria such as specific criteria we have to decide to who is the perfect one, because perfect is that's it. And also it's only about the preparation, not only age. Preparation about the physical and also the mental. Moreover, when we have many I would say many plans, or we have to set such as we have to we have to have plans, we have to continue study and so on. We have to get someone who has good education or educational, cognitive, and so on. But not only about merit, the sooner the better. No, that's not it, because we will do it forever, or something that we separated or separated by grave or passed away. So we have to picky about choosing someone who will be our partner. Thank you. This was
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kudori. If I'm not mistaken, right, your name is Mr. Kudori. And according to Mr. Hu, he said that we have many things to be prepared other than age. There are physical preparation and also mentally ready. Who is actually ready to be our partner, and are we ready to be marriage in the future, and something like that. And maybe, okay, there are many people who raise hand. Let's hear from Mr. Christophorus first, because we haven't heard from him yet. Yes, please share your opinion, Mr. Christophorus.
For my opinion, I think if it's only a few years apart, if it doesn't matter. But if it's more than 10 years, it should be more considered, especially the older woman, because this is a very deviated from the public's view.
Okay, is that all, Mr. Christopher? Or do you want to continue your opinion?
Yes, that's
That's
all.
all. Okay. In Mr. Christopher's opinions, he said that age may be not something that is crucial to be considered, but if she is someone who is 10 years older than him, he will probably consider it, because he still think about public opinion, and when he go to somewhere, or maybe when we hear from our neighbor that is being selfie or something like that. So yes, for him, age may be just number, but he set the limit. The limitation is 10 years older than him. Okay, that's kind of cute. Let's continue to Mr. Zini, Mr. Zini. Okay. There are many people who raised hand. I'm a little bit confused. I'm sorry.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, very clear.
Okay, ideal family absolutely will consider about the age. I believe that happy family, they will arrange about the age that can make decision about their family's future. Okay, I can give you examples. Maybe for a man, it's not really consideration for a woman, right? Because men long lasting will be always strong, will be always virgin. Okay, but in a way of woman, maybe as a man, yeah, as a man, we have to think about the age as well. Why? Because one of purpose to have marriage is regeneration. Okay, so it is impossible for us to have marriage, but the women, okay, I'm so sorry if it will hurt people's heart, the women's heart. Okay, so as a man, of course, we have to consider about the age of the woman, because the older the woman, the more unvirgin the women are. Okay, okay, but yeah, that yeah, reproduction. Okay, so one of proposes that, so we our family, our parents, that will be our grandmother, that will be grandmother of our son, of course will consider that you have to have the ideal age of marriage. For the woman, maybe the range will be from 20 to for 30, upper than 30, maybe it will be very difficult to be accepted because that is too old, maybe. But for the men, it will be very limitless, right? So when they are old as well, they can do something. They can still produce. Okay, that is the ideal or even a happy family that see the future, yeah. Maybe for those who implement child free, they will not think about this. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, Mr. Zini. This is such an interesting opinion from Mr. Zini because he talked about the reproduction from a man and from a woman, because he said that a woman needs to be considered to get married later in the older age because she has to consider about her reproduction and such, but the man doesn't really have a limitation and they can just get married anytime they want. Does any girl want to disagree with Mr. Zini? Maybe Miss Sophie? Or maybe Miss Yurita Kusmarini? Do you want to give your opinion according to Mr. Zini's statement?
I just joined, so I just learning first, Miss.
Okay, it's okay.
Yes,
Okay.
listening first.
Okay, but Miss Yurita, maybe I want to ask you, because Mr. Zini said that a girl need to get married before 30. Do you agree with him or do you disagree with him?
I
As
agree
a
with
woman.
him.
Oh,
I agree
okay.
with him. Yes, because
Why?
many kind of things to be considered for women. Woman as a product productive person, yeah, to reproductive is from woman, yeah. So they have to concern with they have their health. I mean, there is women, yeah, they help because regeneration is come from woman.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Yurita, for your opinion. This is kind of unique because I wish there were a disagreed statement, but she agreed with him. Okay, so thank you for Mr. Yurita. Maybe we can move on to Mr. Sunshine, because you seem like you want to talk about this matter a lot.
Okay, I don't know. In fact, I just want to become someone to close the discussions after listening several inputs. But yeah, suddenly I mean, like this is something that I never expect. Okay, but yeah. It's a tricky question because um, age is just number. Age, no. I agree that age is more than just number. Okay, because probably I will bring more philosophical descriptions toward that. Because so far we commonly would like to would like to stress out or emphasize that the older someone become, the more mature they would be. Okay, even though it doesn't necessarily mean like that. I mean, we couldn't generalize things. Okay, because sometimes, yeah, the process of maturity would be different from one person to another. Okay, that's the first. And the second one, the maturity would only happen in particular aspects of their life. For example, someone probably becoming more mature, more raped in terms of how they protect their partners, but they become so childish in managing their financial, for example. Okay, two things. And that's why I would say that age, if we try to relate it with the perspective of how mature someone would be, it would be irrelevant. Irrelevant. Okay. So age really matters when we, yeah, as what has been said by previous speaker before, yeah, because I just dreamed that there would be a world, there would be a situation in which women would like to situate themselves as like men do. For example, like men do not need to worry about getting pregnant, and women should feel the same, but we do not know the exact way how. And that's why it becomes how to say, a topical situations for every woman that they inevitably need to accept that. Okay, since the fact that they couldn't go against the fact that that it will be so harmful for them to get pregnant more than 30. And that's why it's a common sense for people to agree with this kinds of assumption. Okay, unless you live in West, in which deliberate actions that can sustain your freedom of action would be sustained and supported. Okay, but yeah, this is our fate to live in Indonesia with our Eastern culture. So we live based on how people live. Okay, so yeah, age is more than just a number. Okay, so because basically we can be tricked over the things that we prioritize as the basic or the most preferable options. Okay, for some people, maybe I want to be with someone younger than me, but it does not mean there would be some consequences. Okay, with that, even though probably they do not need to worry about getting pregnant, but probably from some attitudes, the inclination, because the younger someone would be, the less mature in some parts they will be. And probably some people would like to have a partners that is older than them, okay, expecting that they would be more mature, guiding them in more wiser way. But probably in real time, in real life, they wouldn't get that. Okay, sometimes our expectation might trick us. Okay, and that's why we couldn't make age as our most fundamental considerations toward selecting partner. Okay, I think that's my response. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for Mr. Sunshine for your opinion. But can I ask you a question? Do you actually think that age really defines someone's maturity or not? Based on your experience?
Age
Yeah.
defines. Yeah, I mean, like
Maturity.
okay, so that's the main idea. I mean, like the first hypothesis, the first fact, okay, the first assumption, it would be that. Okay, because as someone gets older, there would be so many things happens in their life. The bitterness, the sweetness, the sadness, the disparity. They would feel how life teach them something, not to become that idealistic and becoming instead more realistic. And that's why they know how to step back and how to compromise with things that go against their expectation. And that's why as someone get older, they would become even wiser, even though, yeah, this is still the first baseline that couldn't be generalized to other statement, because yeah, everyone's living with a different process of maturity, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm really satisfied with your answer. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sunshine. Maybe we can go with some answers first before we move on to another slide. Can we just add more time, Mr. Sunshine? I think we cannot finish this at 10 p.m. Okay, let's continue first with Mr. Andres, maybe.
Check,
Okay,
check,
but
check.
please, okay.
Check. Hello, hello. Well, when we talk about this such of a criteria, we have thought about the soulmate partner, and we talk about their definition. It's gonna be like the whole of them, because seems like I said before, when we want to make a partnership in a marriage, it means that we need to see, we need to make many criteria, how do we feel, what comfortable with our soulmate. uh, and about the age, it's gonna be like, okay, age is only about the number, because we can adopt the other child when we talk about the productivity. But I will say that it's normal for us for seeing age in terms of the productivity of of a household to make children, because when a household do not have the the chance to have their own child or their descendants, it makes the huge household, how to say keluarga besar, the huge family, um, feel like sadness in our culture as the Eastern culture. But when we see it in the terminology of the productivity. But I'll say that it is not only about the number, it's more of the number itself. Since like Mr. Sunshine said before, I will not only talk about how old are one gender will be, but also how younger they are. Seems like me, I love someone who has the age of 10. She is so child, and I will be labeled as a pedophilia rather than a normal person. Such as that, they are so young, and what I cannot make a relationship, a romance relationship with those such of age, because that is not quite appropriate, and they don't have the the sufficient experience, the sufficient knowledge to raise the children. And this is one thing why the age must be considered, because it's not only about how older, but it will be also about how younger they are, how uh, what educated they are, how experienceful they are. So because of this consideration, age must be considered. I said that maturity will be flow by the age itself, because age talk about the time. It's talk about the time that have passed by a person. It's talk about the level of him or her. Seems like, oh, he has an age of 20, so he has what experience that he lives in this world 20 years. It will he or she more experience rather than the person that is only the age of 15. Even sometimes the age of 15 has more experience in particular thing, such as that. So the maturity could be different in the specialty, but in the broaden level it will be same as the age. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Andre, for your opinion. So based on Mr. Andre's opinion, he agrees with Mr. Sunshine, where age is not only a number, because we need to consider many things as well, such as knowledge or maybe someone's experience before we decide to be a lifetime partner with someone. I'm sorry, may I open the door first, everyone? I think someone is coming. I need to go for 1 minute.
Okay, you please.
Thank you. All right, I'm back. I think we can continue our slide because we have gathered many opinions about this question, and most of you all has agreed that age is something that needs to be considered before we decide to marry and decide to choose someone to be our spouse or maybe lifetime partner. Okay, let's continue our slide first, everyone. Yeah, so this is why we talk about the age and maybe many considerations, because according to data, Indonesian young people actually tend to delay marriage as year pass, and the BPS explained that this condition is related to an improvement in the quality of life, especially from education and economic status. And both of these have a negative correlation with the decision when to get married, especially for women. And the next reason is because there is a policy that increased the minimum age limit for marriage through Law number 16 in 2019, which is the reason for the decline in the pattern of the young people marrying. Okay, let's move on. And because we saw that many young people tend to uh, delay their marriage, I think there must be many things that they think they need to prepare before they get married. So, according to one side, I gather information that there are many things that we need to prepare before we get married. The first one is we need to change the I into the we in a relationship. And the second one, we need to learn from the best, maybe a couple that you think can be your role model. And the third one, we can join the pre-marriage class or course. And the fourth one, we need to start to adjust and plan the financial needs, because life is not about being lovey-dovey with someone, but it's also we need to consider about the money and many things. And the five, we need to discuss about having a child. The six, we need to learn to forgive each other as a marriage couple. And the last one, we need to being open-minded, because sometimes our expectation may not be reality. And according to these 7 points, if you have to choose 3 out of 7, which one will you choose from that set of preparations? Does anyone want to give their opinion in this question? Please let me know. Okay, we can start from Mr. Zini because he raised hand first. For anyone who hasn't asked yet, please just speak. Yeah, we won't judge your opinion and judge, because we need you to give your opinion, your point of view in this matter, because everyone wants to know what do you think about this thing. Okay, please, Mr. Zini.
Okay, so we have to choose how many options we have to choose? 3?
3 options. Yes.
Okay, 3 options.
Only 3.
Okay. Number 1, did I prioritize his learn to forgive? Okay, based on the Layangan Putus movie, I saw a lot of scenes where the problem appears because of unforgiveness thing. So people, especially couple, must have forgiveness. It will decide about how their relation will be in the future. If one of couples maybe thinks every mistakes will always remind them forever, it will be very difficult to have to have a long relationship with people, of course. And second, being open-minded. But to be open-minded also, if we make it to over, because based on Layangan Putus movie as well, open-minded creates like people think very free. such as there is no limitation until Aris can be think can be like cannot accept the reality that that his wife is only one. He only thinks about his desire. So sometimes we need to close our idealism. Okay, so being realism sometimes is also necessary. And the third one is change I into we. So of course, to be a family, we need to be a unit, right? Since we have some mission and also vision in the future. So being collaborated each other matters to decide how happy we are in the future. Thank you.
You are very welcome. Thank you, Mr. Zini, for your opinion. So, Mrs. Zini chose number 6, number 7, and number 1. Because according to Mrs. Zini, I think the point is when we try to be collaborative with our partner, it can decide our happiness in the future. And okay, I think we can move on to another opinion. I'll choose someone who hasn't answered yet. Let's go with Mr. Yanuar. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the time is given by Miss Junior. So I'll choose from of this option that number 3, number 4, and number 5. Also, I before I choose 3, 4, or 5, can I choose number 2? Miss
Sure.
what?
Okay. Okay, sure,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. For the first, I will tell about the third choose join the pre-marriage class before I explain to you because the marriage is also complex. So I think we must prepare all of what we must be ready for marriage. And then so of that I will join the pre-marriage class. So it will enhance our knowledge what about the marriage, what should we do, what should we prepare about the marriage, and then and then number 4 is start to adjust and plan the financial. So yeah, just like I said, because we must be prepared. One of them is financial. So we as a couple, we just not only just to be lovey-dovey, and then and we must to be have a what have a great preparation for financial control because most of our generation that had been married, they just only speaking about the future, about the what to be child, what to move, but there are some of them are not speaking about the financial. So when they had a middle when they had faced the problem when they had married, so there are some of them uh, to be forced to be divorced, and I mean because they have a financial problem, such as in cases in my home, just like Pasuruan, many some of the household which majority is dominant in 17 to 30 years old uh, are also divorced in between according to the report of the Ministry of the local religion because one of the major problem is financial or economic. So they just plan how to be how to have a child, how to be a what is it happy future. They don't planning any financial. So I think to plan the financial need is also important for our future marriage. And then fifth, discuss about having a child. As we know, child is not only belong to us, but is only trust from God. As we know, a child must be well educated for us because as as we know in our trust, because if we fail to educate our child, we must be prepare for the risks in the future, and we must be prepare what to be what is how's their dream, how about their education must be prepared, and then the last is learn from the best. As we know, the experience, the some common quotes: experience is a best teacher. Also, as we youth generation, we must be learn from many experience that had faced by us, and then that can
You're very welcome. Thank you, Mr. Yanimar, for your opinion. So Mr. Yanimar chose number 3, where he decides to join pre-marriage course or class first because he thinks that by joining the class, he can enhance the knowledge before he's getting married. And the second one is the fourth where he start to plan the financial need because based on the experience and based on the information from his city, it is known that the financial problem sometimes lead to divorce. And the last one is discuss about having a child because we as a parents don't want to fail to educate our child later in the future, right? So we need to discuss it first, whether we want to have a child, when are we ready to have a child, and maybe how many child do we want to have, and yeah. And the last one is learn from the best. Okay. Okay, let's move on to another opinion. We can hear from Mr. Saiful Putra because he actually raised hand in last time, but he hasn't got any change. So please, Mr. Saiful Putra, we want to hear your opinion about this matter.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity, Ms. Moderator. I would like to choose number 1, number 4, and number 7. Why do I choose them? I will start from the number 1. Change I into we, because this is the important the important factor in the marriage, because if we push our ego to strengthen our love bond in marriage, it will be disaster, because you know if you are talking about marriage, it's about we, not about I or we or me, uh, our just for ourselves. Not, we are talking about together. We are talking about the spouses, two kind of human in this relation. So we have to set our mind. We have to set our mindset to change everything plan we are talking about in this relationship. We have to do it together, not do it by it their self. So we have to change into, and the next, start to adjust and plan the financial needs. So I think some factors that bring the marriage to, oh my god, divorce. Oh, I forget. Okay, how to set uh how to avoid the divorce, because some of the reason why the married people or why the spouses got divorced, because the financial reason. So if you want to start the relationship, a long time or long life relationship with someone, you have to we have to prepare our financial needs. At least we need a minimum, we get the financial stable for ourselves to to take our to take our post to start the relationship with us. And the last is being open-minded, because if you're in the marriage, if you're in the marriage and if and we if we don't be open-minded, and when we are in the trouble, when we are in the we have many problems in this marriage, we have to be open-minded, because if we are open-minded, it's not about to solve the problem in the marriage, but it's about the to talk over about our purpose of marriage, and to make a plan with her or with our spouse. What should we do in the future in our marriage? So if we if we are open-minded, we can we can listen different objective or different perspective from our spouse, because sometimes if we push our ego too much, it will be disaster, and our spouse will dislike us because our mind is not open-minded. Maybe that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Mr. Saiful Putra. So what I conclude from him, he chose number 1, number 4, and number 7. His reason was actually kind of same with Mr. Yanua, right? When he stated the financial plan, because he wants to avoid divorce. And the 7, he is kind of same with Mr. Zinli. He thinks that being open-minded is something that is crucial, because when we start to be open-minded with our partner, we will not only solve the problem of our life, but also we can talk about our purpose of marriage. And yeah, so wait, let me read the chat first. Telling a story. It's okay, Mr. Christophorus, you can learn from the best here. We can hear from Mr. Tommy until Mr. Ho. You can learn from anyone here. So please give us your opinion, Mr. Sunshine.
Okay, probably from several points we have right now, some points are interconnected. For example, like being open-minded is it can be also said as a sub part from change I into we. Okay, or probably learn to forgive, because when you openly and easily forgive someone, you becomes open-minded at the same time. Okay, as well as about learn from the best. It also correlated with a number 3, join pre-marriage class, because pre-marriage class would provide you with notable speakers that we can consider them as someone who has best experiences of building family. Okay, so okay, your face is not compatible. No, it's your mental. Okay, your courage, I suppose. Okay, I'm sorry, I just keep comment. Okay, yeah, I do agree with what has been said by previous speaker in terms of point number 4. Okay, it's extremely essential. But probably what makes it different from my perspective is about sometimes I mean, like we need to decide which one who would be the breadwinner of life, of of a family. Okay, so culturally, or based on culture, we can say that it is the demanding for the husband to become the breadwinner, the sole father, to earn money to leave the family. Okay, but having modern perspective coming and injecting our society lately, it can be also said that it's the time for women to start action, to kick actions, to become someone who can balance the burdens given toward the husband. And also, it opens some big opportunity for a father to stay at home and becoming mother for the child. And that's why we say it like father's house or father, I don't know. I don't really understand. I couldn't remember or recall the exact term of someone. I mean, like a husband who becomes only father. I mean, replacing the positions of mom to nurture the child. Okay, so yeah, I believe that it is important whether or not we need to decide whether we work together to finance our family, and that's why we can plan further about what kind of thing that we need to prioritize from our financial scheme. That's the first, and the second one, I would also agree that being open-minded is somehow crucial. Okay, uh, because probably I mean like being open-minded does not mean that you give like boundless freedom toward your partner. Okay, because sometimes a simple matter might infuriate your partners. Okay, for example, like for a man, for a husband, give a right toward their female co-workers. or or just like as simple as the wife. Okay, so let's try to learn from Layangan Putus story. But let's make it on the vice versa situation in which the one who will cheat is Kiran, right? Kiran, I didn't watch it yet. Okay, but from the from the perspective of the girls, okay, so I mean like, yeah, so that's be it. Okay, so being open-minded is like we need to be open and set the parameter of how far we can tolerate. We need to set some physical, do we need to really set the probably like skinship or physical touch with other people than husband or wife, because somehow the wall that differentiate between partners and also friends becoming diminished over and over. Okay, so sometimes probably far in our senior citizen, I mean like the senior or predecessor, they would say they would never touch, okay, other genders. I mean like opposite gender other than their husband. But modern teach us how to like slap or like a small poke. It becomes something common. And that somehow become harmful because at the same time it feels and it can electrify to us, right? If it comes from different person. Okay, so probably coming from husband, coming from wife, it becomes even tedious. But comes from other genders like our co-workers, someone that we have a sympathy or a slight interest, they would feel being like giving you a butterfly in your stomach, and that become the very start for you to start cheating, probably. Yeah, we never know what's going to happen, and that's why being open-minded means that we need to set the limit, the tolerance, okay, so that we can like, okay, if we understand the rules, we can avoid the worst scenario from happening. Okay. And the last one would be number one, I suppose, because change I into we also important. I mean, like to understand each other weakness so that we can exercise and exploit our superiority, our strengths to cover weakness to complete each other. Okay, because it also can be interpreted as how we can minimize the selfishness within ourselves, because women should not only be considered or viewed as only having emotion and feeling. They also have ambition, and that's what families propagate to us a lot lately, right? And that's why how to balance everyone's ambition. Okay, I want to study that, I want to work here, so so how this we can be unified into this I can be unified into we. This is something tricky, but need to be yeah need to be evaluated by process. I think that's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Mrs. Sunshine. I think 2 points of yours were same with Mrs. Zini and Mrs. Cyphula because you choose number 7 and number 1. And the 7 is being open-minded, where Mr. Sunshine said that we need to set the limits of tolerance because every single thing, every little thing that may happen in our spouse, maybe or in ourselves, it can lead us to cheating. And the second one is the number 1, where we have to minimize all selfishness because as a partner, a lifetime partner, we need to be united. We need to be unified to everything together, and maybe the women can do anything that not only emotionally done, but it can be another else because women not only talking about emotion. So thank you, Mrs. Sunshine, for your opinion. Everyone's answer is kind of related, I think, but mostly just number 1 and number 7. But before moving to the last slide, I think we want to hear the opinion from Miss Yurita because we haven't heard from a girl here. So please, Miss Yurita, let me hear
Okay,
your
thank
opinion.
you very much, Miss Yunia.
Yes.
I'll try to choose 3 numbers of 7 numbers. The first is number 4. Start to adjust and plan the financial need. My reason is actually the financial is not only talking about wealth, isn't just for wealthy. And financial plan creates a roadmap for our money and helps to achieve our goals because the marriage is talking about the goals, yeah. And then it is number 1 because financial planning is ongoing process that will reduce our stress, yeah, because the data at the first is mostly come from the economic also, and the financial planning support uh, current needs and help to build a nest egg for long-term goals and like a retirement, yeah. And the financial planning is important, yeah, important because it allows you to make most our assets to help ensure and to meet our future goals because talking about a marriage, talking about a future. And then the second is I choose being open-minded because open-minded is involves being receptive to a wide variety of ideas. Uh, we become one couple, yeah. As a couple, maybe 2 ideas we have to what is called, yeah. Yeah, increasing pride, polarized word, yeah. Being able to step outside our comfort zone and consider other perspective and ideas is important because uh, apa ya, two peoples become one goals. So we have to talk about the perspective, maybe different ideas, yeah. And the third, the last is I choose I into we when married because when married we are in a long-term relationship. So each partner is likely, yeah, to involve from the person, and yeah, we have to become one, yeah. So the word is we, because yeah, like to achieve goal that I mentioned before or future goals. we not talking about ourselves or egos. We talk about our. That's it, Miss Junior. Short opinion from me.
Thank you very much because you finally hear from a girl's point of view.
Yes,
So
thank
Mr.
you.
Yurita chose number 4, number 7, and number
Mhm.
1. Again, there are many people who choose number 4, 7, and 1. And the same with the others because he stated that financial stable doesn't only mean about being wealthy, but
Yes.
we can plan our
So
roadmap and it can support our needs in the future.
yeah, and reduce the stress is
Okay.
crucial also.
Okay.
We already planned, stress is reduced.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Yurita. And the number 7 and number 1 was also kind of same, the reasons. So I think we still has someone who wants to give opinion before you go to the last page. It is um, Mr. Wait a minute. Okay, wait, is it Mr. Hafiacha? Did he leave or not? Okay, I think he left. So let's hear from Mr. Tommy because he has raised his hand from the earlier.
Okay, thank you, Miss Wahda. Yeah, should I choose the number 8? Yeah, number 8 is the ensure our partner first before we choose number 1 until number 7. So please consider your partner first who want to be as your partner, as your wife or your husband before to choose the number 1 and then number 7. But I think marriage it's easy. Marriage is simple. Sometimes we never know about the future, yeah, because marriage it's like seems like fuka, yeah, volatile, uncertainty, something like that, yeah. We just imagine what we will to achieve together with her or with him, but we don't know exactly what the actually happen in the future. So if you are the person if you are the person that you need to make your lot of preparation, I think marriage is not too much preparation. Just ensure you can be adapt in every condition will be facing off by you and by your wife or your husband together. Then you can improving with her or with him. I think it's your marriage is gonna be as a sakinah mawaddah warahmah, right? Choosing 1 until 7, that's the most important thing from my opinion is change I into we, because but this is not the exactly means, but you have not the me time, right? Sometimes you need your me time, yeah. Even though you are have the maybe you have 10 years marriage with your wife or your husband, sometimes you need your me time. So don't forget to pick up your me time, and then the most important is you must communicate with her, with him first before you take it. Uh, Financial, it's need financial just need to prepare your celebration marriage, what we call a party, marriage party. Uh, do not think to prepare a lot of money, because if you prepare a lot of money but you are not uh, uh, don't not don't think to prepare a lot of money, because much money it cannot buy your life. So, and just to make ensure you can collaborative together, and then improving by your wife or your husband. Then so that's why learn to forgive, I think it's the hard to do, yeah, Miss Wahda, because forgiveness is always about, in my opinion, forgiveness is always about responsibility. If you have much responsibility about that, I think, yeah, it's quite hard in the first time, but step by step you can forgive it. Okay, so I just put the number 8 and number 1. Number 8 is my partner first, then number 1 change I into E. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tommy. Everyone, please note it. The most important one is the number 8, because you need to choose the partner. Okay, so Mr. Tommy also choose number 1. Change I into we, but please never forgive our me time, because we need it sometimes. But please communicate it with your spouse, with your husband or wife, so there won't be any misunderstanding each other. So before we go to another slide, we can hear from Mr. Hu maybe, but please only 1 minute, Mr. Hu. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure. All right, for the chance. Thank you for the chance given. Additionally, I would like to open. It's crucial. We have to decide, or we have to ensure that we comes from different perspective, that it makes it one or becomes we. And also because number 5, it's desolate, I would like to answer number 5, because having a child is crucial, but also try to prioritize. When we have one child, it's super productive, or super productive, and also it's not enough or sufficient enough. We can have it, or we have many children, but we cannot organize it, or we have many children, but we have many livelihoods and something like that. And also number 4, it's very significant to start to adjust and plan the financial needs, because it is also important why we decide to marry when we doesn't have insufficient financial needs. In the midst of marriage, we will face many challenges. But when we haven't been enough yet with finance need, how could we face it? It will devastate the relationship itself. When we have decided, when we have determined marriage, it means not only talking about love, but how to collaborate each other, how to support each other. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Hu, for the opinion. I'm sorry. So he gave his opinion about the number 5, because it wasn't really discussed yet. The number 5 is discuss about having a child, because sometimes it can be crucial thing, but we also need to consider our maybe our the benefit and things like that. Thank you, Mr. Hu. And maybe the last one is Mr. Andres. Only 1 minute. Is it okay?
Yes, thank you. It's my 1 minute. So now, for me, when we have opted someone that wanna be our bride in the marriage, firstly we need to. The, I prioritize the number 4, since the financial is something important in a household. Even it's not only about the party of the after the uh, our confession, but also the preparation itself. Seems like going pre-marriage class, it needs money too. So the first is the financial plan, and secondly, join pre-marriage class, because we need to know, we need to learn from the thing about the forgiveness. I mean, like, sometimes even we have changed I into we, or maybe being open-minded, but forgiving our couple is not easy as ABC in my opinion, because we know that we need to realize that our couple has a lot of not drawbacks, things like um, kelemahan, weakness, and we need to spare it. So we need to accept it, and by the forgiveness to face it. Thank you.
Okay, is that all, Mr. Andres?
Yes, you said that 1 minute, right?
Okay. I'm sorry. So according to Mr. Andres, he chose number 4, number 3, and number 6 because the number 4 is the main key, right? Before we join the pre-marriage class, we need money, so we need a better financial plan. And after that, he chose number 3, join pre-marriage class, and number 6, where we have to forgive each other, so we can accept what is our likeness, or just forgive our partner. Thank you everyone for the answer. I think Mr. Cyphula has answered in earlier, or do you want to respond to anyone's opinion? Okay, I think no. Let's move on to the last question, and this is the main case study for tonight. So please, for girls and for boys, you can answer this question, and also you can position yourself as a girl. Maybe for boys, what if your girl is being proposed, and what is your opinion about it? Will you let her go maybe, or will you just keep fighting for her? Please raise your hand and give your best opinion. Okay, please, Mr. Andres.
Yes, thank you. For me, I will spare her, yeah, because when she feel happy with the other person, so why don't I feel happy too? Even I know that it will erase the terminology of jealousy, but I think jealousy will be happen if I can make her as my wife. Thank you.
Okay, simple but deep, right? Her happiness is my happiness too, according to Mr. Andres. And let's move on to Miss Sophie.
Okay, Miss. Um, proposes, it means we're talking about long relationship or serious term. So it is better if we take more time to consider the man, not directly accept the proposal, but not also refused, but we just give them a chance to get to know them better, and so are they to get us better. So I think it's about giving time to consideration. Thank you, Miss.
Okay, thank you, Miss Sophie. Finally, we heard from her for tonight. So she said that there is possibility that she will consider the man that just proposed her. Is it true?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for your opinion. Let's move on to Mr. Hu for tonight. What do you think about our case study?
Yeah, furthermore, I say congratulations. Maybe she has met who is there, who is her how to say her partner. I'm only friend, but you can be you can find another partner if you think, if you reckon that I'm not into you. Thank you.
Okay, that's kind of sad, but okay, that's his opinion. He said that the girl can find another partner if she thinks that he is the right one. Okay, let's move on to Mr. Sunshine.
I don't know why the last slide make everyone depressed. Oh my gosh. Okay, since it's only 1 minute, so I suppose I do agree with what has been said by Mr. Andres. What can we do? Okay, because it's up to her to decide which one would be happy, would bring more happiness for her, right? At the beginning, the boys choose the girls, okay? But at the very last, the girl choose which one will accompany their life. Okay, I think that's from me. Thank you.
Okay, I'm a little bit surprised because everyone seem giving up. Don't you wanna fight for your loved one, guys? Okay, let's move on to Mr. Tommy. Maybe he has different opinion.
Yeah. That's why I just put 3 months, yeah, for to get the answer from her, yeah. So if you put more than 3 months, I think she will be a little bit confused you. So I think, yeah, married it's easy, right, Mr. Ku? Don't thinking too much. Thank you, Ms. Mada.
Okay, so Mr. Tommy, will you let her go? So you will let her go, right? If she was being proposed and she clicks with the new man.
Yeah, before we decide, before she decide to following the another boy or another, put 3 months to make decided to make she and I to decide about this is the right one. So I think 3 months is make you more, make you have the more deep thinking, yeah, about this proposal, yeah. So that's why you have not have not time to uh, connected with another person. That's the point, Miss Prada.
Okay, thank you for the opinion. I think we should hear from the other one. Do you want to give your opinion, Mr. Yanwar, maybe? Oh, okay, Miss Yurita first.
Okay, I'll try to pick up the someone proposes to me because I think maybe this is a clue for the God that he sent to me the right person. Because if I just waiting for the type of man, maybe it's only that I want, not the best from the God. Maybe like that, Miss Junior.
Okay, that's such a simple answer, but it's true. It's deep and true. So she thinks that what she thinks is good for her may not be the best for her by God. So yeah, she will choose the new person. Thank you, Mr. Yurita. For anyone who has an answer, do you want to give your opinion? Maybe Miss Wafda or Mr. Prabowo. We haven't heard from you. Okay, how about from Mr. Christopherus Rafael? It's okay if you do not have any experience. Maybe if you will face it one day, what will you do?
Maybe I don't know. I don't have any experience. I don't know what I will do if I have that moment. Maybe the older people in this Zoom can tell me what should I do.
Okay, so you're still confused what to do if you are in that position.
Yes.
Right. Okay, it's okay, Mr.
Because I'm just
Christophorus. How old are you
an
actually?
innocent boy.
Really?
Yes, I'm an innocent boy.
All right, we will try to believe it. Mr. Januar, please give us your opinion.
I'm not sure. This is a very tough question for me. Uh, if you're type of a boy who has just one girlfriend, I think it's very hard time for you because she is being proposed by another boy, another man. But I think I got an answer from this question. If the girl is to be what this mean? Ditetapkan. What is mean in English? It's been I don't know. Yeah. Is your girl is your truth lifetime partner that's been determined from God? I think you will be the winner. I think you must be much prayer to for the God. Must pray for the God. You if you are there are jealous in your heart, you must be hold of it, and then must be pray to God. I think that's it. Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Januar thinks that if someone is your fate, she will be back to you eventually. But if she is not, then she will be probably choose another one, and she will be happy with that person. So we can only try our best and just pray to God that she will be our fate. Okay, let's pray together. Okay, thank you for your opinion, everyone. Do you want to give further opinion? Maybe Mr. Cyphula, we haven't heard from you for this question. Do you want to give your opinion before we close this discussion?
Okay, my opinion is the same with the others. So my opinion is it's up to her to choose whether me or another man to be her spouse or to be her how to say boyfriend in the future. Because yeah, we have to be open minded to choose whether us or another man, because yeah, maybe there are some reason or some factors like maybe financial or future perspective, or maybe because we are not good looking, I think. Nah, there are some factors. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Saifullah. So every guy's opinion is the same. They will just let her go because maybe she is not the one that God gives for him. But I think I really wanna ask one last opinion from Mr. Sunshine. What do you think about the girl that reject the proposal and choose you to fight for her and accompany her in the future?
Oh my gosh. If she finally show her true color, because I believe that it is so hard for women to express clearly their emotion, and that's why if it is even to this extent, I believe that there should be no reason for the man or for the boys to not fight for her, because it's like you've been like engaging positively in such a romance relationship before. So what's the point of wasting your time before? I mean, like, what's the point of having relationships to begin with? Okay. Oh my gosh. That's why it's so tough for me to respond this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Does anyone want to give their last opinion? Maybe okay. Miss Dea, do you want to give your opinion for this question? Okay, I think she's offline or away from keyboard. Thank you everyone for your opinion. This is such a tough night for every one of us because we need to consider the first thing that we need to think is what is soulmate for us, and have we ever met one actually? Because sometimes maybe we don't realize it that we met one, but we miss it. Who knows, right? And after that, we learn how to choose the criteria, or do we really need to choose a criteria for a life partner? And we need to think as well, is age actually really need to be considered or no? And after the many consideration, we decide to start a long relationship with someone. We call it marriage, right? And last one, I ask you all to decide, what if there is someone, what if there is a girl that is being proposed by a new man that might be better in financial and maybe better in term of maturity maybe. So, and all boys state that they will let her go because it may not be fitted for them. Thank you everyone for your answer. I really appreciate it. And please, okay, you can continue to discuss later in the WhatsApp group, I think, because we just start our pre-marriage class today. Okay, thank you for your attention, and thank you everyone. Maybe there is a closing statement, not from me. And this is the thing that concludes our discussion today. And this is kind of related with what has been said by most of boys here. Okay, so if two hearts are meant to be together, no matter how long it takes, how far they go, how touched it seems, fate will bring them together to share their love forever. So let's just prepare our best and maybe decide what is best for us and what is best for our girl or boy if you have one maybe. And please be happy and have a good night. Okay, why just so hard? Does anyone want to continue the discussion? No, okay. Mr. Sanchan has given his clue, so thank you. I'll give it back to Mr. Sunshine as the host tonight. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for Miss Wahda delivering such awesome presentations and also sharing on us tonight. So in short, there are several themes that we can use right here and we can correct. Okay, so some of you is quite ambiguous in how to just meet her or meet with her. Okay, so basically meet can be transitive or intransitive. Okay, so meet her menemuinya, bertemu dengannya. Okay, somehow ketika kita misalnya mau bilang bertemu dia, kita keliru dengan menggunakan bertemu dengannya. Walaupun itu kayak semacam hampir sama, tetapi sebenarnya beda ya. Gitu. Affinity tadi itu semacam apa ya, rasa sayang gitu, affection, bisa impulse gitu ya. Jadi ada hasrat, atau misalnya inclination juga bisa dipakai. Kemudian tadi ada yang bilang unconsciously, itu harusnya apa? Unconsciously, secara tidak sadar, atau misalnya unintentionally bisa digunakan juga. If we asynchron, nah itu juga if we can sync with one another, atau bisa kita gunakan if we can move in sync. Nah, itu juga bisa. Nyaman, ternyata comfortable itu bukan yang tentang non fisik ya. Gitu. Jadi comfortable itu kenyamanan yang bangsanya fisik itu. Jadi ketika misalnya disentuh merasa nyaman, tapi bukan merasa nyaman di hati. Tadi aku berusaha untuk nyari apa ini gitu ya, comfortable yang buat hati itu masih belum ketemu itu. Jadi teman-teman coba cari kenyamanan yang untuk di fisik, non fisik ya, non physical comfort gitu. Kata lainnya bisa menggunakan comfy or cozy gitu. Jadi misalnya kayak kafenya nyaman itu comfortable, tapi kalau misalnya dekat dengannya itu nyaman, nah itu juga beda, itu sebenarnya bukan comfortable itu ya gitu. Kemudian reproduction itu adalah the process by which plant and animals give rise to offspring. Kita itu masih dikategorikan animals ya, cuma berakal. And which fundamentally consists of the secretions of a person, parental la. Oke, but differently, regeneration itu berarti apa? Itu ya, renewal gitu. Jadi dua hal yang berbeda ya. Reproduction sama regeneration. Regenerasi itu berarti pembaharuan, restorasi bagian tubuh kita kayak gitu ya. Jadi setelah terluka, bukan hati ya, itu ya ada yang terluka. Nah, itu restorasi itu disebut dengan regeneration gitu. Kemudian descendant yang terakhir itu bisa pakai hair ya, seperti drakor itu di hair, atau child atau offspring gitu. Lawannya bisa pakai predecessor, atau ada apa ya lawannya descendant itu apa? Aku lupa itu. Oke ya. Ya itulah. Oke, cool. Oke, itu aja mungkin teman-teman. Thank you so much for attending our sessions. I look forward to meet you again next week. Okay, as usual. Mari kita taking pictures together. So please open your damn camera. Oke, kita tunggu Sofi, Wafda, Dea, Yurita. Oke. Let me see. Oke. Oh, tumben Sofi nggak di kafe. Biasanya di kafe. Ampun dah.
Baru pulang, Sir.
Oke, siap. Oke, Dea. Yurita. Oke. Oke deh, langsung aja. Sementara ya, kita tunggu dalam hitungan ketiga. 1, 2, 3. Oke, aku save dulu ya. Bentar. One more time dengan style yang berbeda. 1, 2, 3. Oke, samaan ya, udah mati gaya nih, pis mulu. Ya udah. Oke, thank you so much teman-teman. See you again next week. I hope that you enjoy your very first day of weekdays. So see you in bye-bye. Thank you. Assalamualaikum. Good evening everyone. Enjoy your night.
Thank you everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Have a nice
Yesterday you said tomorrow.
Yesterday you said tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, thank you.
Yesterday you said tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
See you.